Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. One of his advocacy from survival to success, building a business, and man through unbreakable discipline, other than Mr. Ronnie Niemi. Welcome, Mr. Ronnie on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Hey, first off, thanks for having me, Daniel. It's a pleasure and an honor. And yeah, I think we, every one of us are coming from a background of either more insecurities or less insecurities. I had a lot of insecurities with me from like an early age. I was super shy, like the shyest guy in the room. I thought about it like everyone else was better than me. And I lived by that kind of feeling for a long, long time until everything changed. And I can, give you the moment when everything changed back in 2021. So
Mr.
my mindset, yeah, sorry.
Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Ronnie.
Uh,
And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today, let's talk about what if to even if turning adversity into fuel for success. So tell us, let's start with the common misconception. Many people see discipline as a form of self punishment or deprivation. How would you redefine as a more positive and empowering force?
I think people need to be more honest with themselves because everyone knows we all carry the voice inside of us that tells us maybe not really what to do, but more of what we shouldn't be doing. And we need to listen more to that voice because I truly think or believe that it's a voice from above. And as long as we ain't listening to that, we're never going to change. We're never going to grow to the person we could become. We need to be and become before anything else.
Listen, for sure. And Mr. Ronnie, how do you distinguish between motivation, which is fleeting, and discipline, which is sustainable? Why is it crucial to build a system that doesn't rely on feeling motivated?
I think we need to first, understand the word motivation. That's a word. That's a feeling. And when you talk about discipline, that's something where kind of the outcome you're gonna get. So I was the person before. I always reacted depending on my feelings. If I felt good, I had a good day, and everything felt good. But if I didn't feel good, the day was off, and everything was off. Until I realized that that's motivation, and the discipline is a system. It's a blueprint that I follow. I develop it, and I grow it into me as becoming a part of me. And when I follow the system, I will get a certain outcome. If I just follow my feelings, it can be good, it can be bad. But if I have my blueprint and I stick into it, I also know that something's good gonna come out of it as long as I program myself to follow the blueprint, and the blueprint is programmed to be, bringing a positive outcome.
Follow the blueprint for sure. Is discipline is something you believe in an innate trait some are born with, or is it a muscle that anyone can develop with the right training?
Everyone can definitely do it as long as they're honest to themselves. And my honesty came from not being proud of myself. When I looked myself into the mirror and I felt that I was like a good person. I helped a lot of other people. I always placed other people ahead of me, and I was probably third or fourth or fifth or tenth in line. So I felt something was missing, and the missing part was me. And before or until I started working on myself, making a blueprint, doing things that ain't easy for me until they felt like nothing. That was when I started feeling more proud of myself. And of course, as you know, with everything, if you feel good about something, you want to have more of it. You want to do it again and again and again. And when you repeat something to a certain amount of, you know, or for a certain amount of time, you get better at it. At some point, you're going to be really good at it. Then you're going to start adding layers to that blueprint, to the program, and there's no ceiling anymore at that place.
Yes, do it regularly and it will become a habit for sure. So, Mr. Ronnie, what is the relationship between clarity of purpose and discipline? Does knowing your why can be a discipline easier, or so discipline what you need to find your why?
I think we first need to start. It's like an internal discussion first. We need to work on ourselves and just get rid of the things we ain't proud of, that we ain't happy of. And then if we're honest with ourselves, when we look ourselves in the mirror, someone can be in good shape, but they know that they ain't like a good person. The other one might be successful in business, but they're out of shape and that they don't feel good about it. We need to take care of that part first. We don't need to choose between this or that, because we can have both this and that. And when we know that, I think that's when we're also going to find our purpose. And once we find a purpose, because I think everyone's purpose on this planet is first off to get rid of the old kind of traumas, or heal themselves, work on themselves until they feel good, proud of themselves, and then give that person to the world.
Give back to the world. I love that, Mr. Ronnie. And can you be too disciplined? Where is the line between healthy discipline and rigid, joyless perfectionism?
I think it's more about, you know, if you're too disciplined, I don't know. I don't think that's might be too like. I don't think there's too much discipline in any kind of way, as long as you're proud of yourself, how you carry yourself, how you like look at yourself, because the world ain't you ain't looking at the world through window. You look it through the mirror, and as long as you look it through the window, you're just gonna see things that you ain't happy with. You're gonna blame others. You're gonna blame things. But when you can see yourself through the mirror, I don't think there's like too much of anything really. I honestly don't think that.
Practical application and systems, Mr. Ronnie. For someone who feels completely undisciplined, what is the one tiny, non negotiable habit would you tell them to start with? Build momentum.
Start with the easy ones, or I mean, everything might feel hard, and for me it meant that I needed to start waking up a bit earlier. I never been like a long sleeper, but I like to stay in bed at 7 o'clock or 7:30. So I just started to put the alarm a bit earlier. So it started with 6, went down to 5:30, went down to 5, went down to 4:30, and I've been up at 4:30 for like 3 years straight. It doesn't really matter if it's Monday, if it's Sunday, if I'm in Finland, if I'm in Thailand, or wherever it is I'm at. I keep that as like the first step for the day. The other thing that we all know is that a person that moves also feels better, because without moving, we can't we can't raise our energy in a good way. So the first thing in the morning after getting up early, to me, something that felt really uncomfortable was to train like a body weight workout directly after waking up, having a like a 10-15 minute body weight workout. And it felt real bad starting, like real bad starting off, but afterwards I felt great. So then I started thinking about, okay, what can I do with this good feeling? When I started raising my frequencies, my vibrations, I read not a book, but a quote. I don't like reading be like long chapters. I'm a bad reader, but I like reading and focusing on small parts, and quotes felt like perfect for me. So quote from, let's say, Marcus Aurelius, for example. I read a small, like my one, maybe two quotes, and then I kind of rewrote them in my head. So that wisdom, that the ages of wisdom, how can I use that in my life today, right here, right now? So I kind of rewrote those. After that, I felt good again, or still, and then I work a lot. Man, I'm sitting. It's 9:30 p.m. Saturday evening, and I'm working here at the office. So what I did was I created a GSD list called, it's Get Shit Done list. The two, three most burning topics for the next day, or for that day, and then I hit them off. So first off, waking up early, then the workout, then the motivational part, getting some urgent work going, and then I had my first meal of the day, like a certain amount of macros. And at that point, I see these as small wins. So at that point, I had like 5 wins, and the clock wasn't like 5:30 in the morning, maybe something like that, six a.m. And most people sleep at that time. So after I had my meal, then I also went to the gym. And driving back from the gym, the clock is 7:15 a.m. in the morning, and I have 6 wins, and the day has just started.
Interesting routine, Mr. Ronnie. And the word consistency comes up a lot. How does a practical consistency actually look like? Does it mean never missing a day, or it's about you rate of return after you inevitably sign up or sleep up?
I mean, there's no days off from life, man. No days off from life. And if you have a blueprint that works for you, why should you change it? I see no reason for that. As I said, just a while ago, when you have a blueprint and you're good at something, then you can start adding the layers. You like, small things here and small things there, and then progressively make the blueprint even more comprehensive and better. But you need to be and become before you start taking on all these. So start with one piece of the puzzle. And I would say, get up early, because when you get up early, you get a longer day. You'll be able to be more productive. You'll be able to own your day, because mornings are the best times of the day to program yourself. It's the only time of the day to program yourself, and start there. Start small and then take one step at a time.
How do you design your environment to make disciplined choices? This is default choice and avoid relying solely on willpower.
I think we also need to understand because every one of us, we need to stay on good frequencies throughout the day. We need to have the good energy, and then we also need to understand what takes our frequencies down. Um, Most oftenly, when we're tired, we were, we maybe had like a bad thing happening at work or at home. That's also when we do the bad choices. That's when we're gonna, like, break our character. We go to the vices. Some people eat, some people drink, some people take drugs, some watch porn, some use money, gamble, whatever. And we need to see that pattern, see what happens when our frequency is dropping. And we also need to understand what we need to do in order to raise our frequency back again. So I think we need to start there and as I said in the early call, that we need to be more honest to ourselves.
Yes, you need to start there, people. And Mr. Ronnie, as entrepreneur, husband, father, mentor, and coach, what are your short term and long term goals?
Excuse me, what I'm
What are your short term and long term goals?
I I live in moments. I mean, people plan, and when it comes to business, I run a few businesses, and of course, we need to have like the yearly goal and the quarterly goal and monthly goal, but I live in moments and weeks. Of course, in the future, what I want to do is to leave a legacy to my family, to my sons, because I came from a place where we didn't have like a bad situation at home, but we didn't have money. We had lots of love, but we didn't have any money. We had to take care of or always think about how to make it from month to month. And I want to show my kids, I want to show my family that you can break that pattern. You can really break that pattern, and everything starts with you, because as long as you understand that you're responsible for everything that happens to you, then you're on a good track. And not blaming others, not taking not any easy roads. You just need to build yourself to a person you're proud of, and then everyone will see it.
Good luck to your advocacy, Mr. Ronnie. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Sure. As I said, I'm not a good reader. I would like to read more, but there's one book that really changed my perspective of many things. I read this book 8 times, and I never read any other book more than once, or even if once. So this book that I'm really recommending, it's called Non-Negotiable, and written by Wes Watson. It's a true story book. Wes about Wes and his life, where he came from, what made him change himself from not being, not how to, but to who. So as I said, we need to be and become, and this book has a lot of wisdom in it, written in a very very specific way.
Thank you for that recommended book, Mr. Ronnie. And what will your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
I think everyone has their, in order to see what's possible, you first need to work on yourself. And the work you're going to do on yourself, that's something that you need to do every day. As I said, there's no days off from life. And start with small things, add to that, and stick to the blueprint. Stick to the blueprint for a given amount of time, and you'll see what's it going to be. Everything in life is feedback. So if something goes well, you get a good feeling about something, or you make someone happy, or by the end of the day when you go to sleep you feel good. Well, that's a sign. I think that's a sign that we like feel inside of us here, that we did something good. That's feedback. Do it again. Hey bro, keep up with that. But also, if something ain't going your way, or you're not happy with the outcome, that's a clear sign. That's feedback that tells you straight up that, hey, don't do it. Don't repeat yourself. Don't do it again. But most people, they do it again and expect like a different outcome.
Thank you for the advice, Mr. Ronnie. Yeah. And beyond goals, how can discipline be applied to managing your mindset and emotional responses to setbacks and criticism?
I mean, the only thing we have is ourselves. And if we're proud of ourselves, I mean, we can't control everything around us. But as long as we're the best version of ourselves, because the answer is always the best version of you. And as long as we focus on that, then I think I strongly believe that everything else will fall in part. And we just trust ourselves, trust the universe, or if we talk about God, trust God, um, and be grateful. And when we talk about gratefulness or gratitude, I think so many people talk about the word gratitude today. To me, gratitude might be something different from other ones, because some people say that they're grateful for their grandma, or grateful for the cat, but God knows that. God knows you're grateful for your cat or your grandma. But to me, gratefulness or gratitude means results. It means action. And if you take action, that's the only way to make things happen. You need to take action in order to get results. So that's that's where I go.
If someone listening feels they failed at being disciplined in the past, what is your message to them about self compassion and starting again?
Yeah, I mean, there's these every day is a new challenge, a new possibility, and as long as you see every day as a new, it's a blessing. Then you're like, you go and get your purpose. You go find your purpose, and you find your purpose when when you create yourself to the version you could be and should be. So I mean, thinking about the past, it's easy, and it's easy to get stuck in the past. I've been the person that been stuck in the past and stuck in kind of old things happening before, and then of course that's also when I had a scarcity mindset, and thinking about what if it doesn't go my way, what if I fail at that task, what if I lose that money, what if I ain't getting that girl, what if I what if that's fair. But when you understand that what if changes to even if nothing goes my way, I still gonna do it. Even if I ain't gonna get result I want, I still gotta do it, because that's the mindset you need to have. You need to go after it. Just need to believe in yourself enough to accomplish the things you're gonna go for. But the only way to believe in yourself is to self development and self honesty. Self mastery takes a lot of self honesty.
Mr. Ronnie, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my Abstract Essay is already in fifth season, Abstract Poetry in second season, and my Book 101 review in fifth season too, Comedy 101 in second season, and my Food 101 in fifth season as well, Geography 101 in fourth season, and my Baby Podcast Law 101 and Mental Health 101. Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcasts. So, Mr. Ronnie, to close on a big idea, would you say that its core, building discipline, is really about deep self respect? The respect is show up yourself and your future day after day.
Yeah, I mean, you need to ask yourself: would you listen to yourself? Would you be the person you would take advice from? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. But if as long as the answer is no, then you know that okay, something needs to change. Not not how, but who needs to change. And people also they have a lot of ideas on what to do, what they need to do, what they should do, what they should be doing. But most people should focus on what they should not be doing. It's easier to start at that point, or that end of the spectrum, to cut out everything, all distractions, everything that ain't taking you in the way that you wish for.
Mr. Ronnie Niemi, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your business, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Thank you.
So, where do people can visit you, Mr. Ronnie?
I would say Instagram is my like primary page for sure.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Ron and Amy through following his Instagram. And Mr. Ronnie, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Monticon people, see you soon.